Welcome to the Just Eat Intermittent Fasting discussions, and I'm happy that you have joined me on this discussion. Remember that we've been reviewing what to expect from various chapters of this amazing book. Just Eat, the first weight loss book to tell you to just eat to a slimmer you. So in chapter 8, I'm here talking about what happens to the fat cells during weight loss. What I would like you to know is that we need fat to perform various body function. What we do not want here, we do not want to store excess fat, where it will now expand our body fat cells to a point whereby we become fat. I would like to read for you this interesting passage from my book. The body fat is basically a reserve source of energy, and fat cells are like storage tanks. These fat cells expand or shrink in size depending on how filled they are. Like a balloon filled with air, fat cells expand when filled with fat. The fat cell starts nearly as empty fat storage tank when a person is lean. However, any excess energy is stored as fat, and it is when the fat cell fills up and stretches as much as it can. When you lose weight, please note, when you lose weight, you don't actually lose the fat cell. Rather, the fat cell shrink and empty themselves out. So what is it that we mean here? When you are fat, when you've got excess fat storage, your fat cell expands like a balloon. So when the fat cell empties, the balloon will shrink. The fat cells do not go away. So when you have lost weight, when you have utilized the fat storage through intermittent fasting, remember that fat loss does not mean elimination of fat cells. It basically means that you have now shrunk the fat cells. And when you go back to unhealthy eating lifestyle, when you go back to storing excess fat in your body, you are simply going to pump up the balloon and become bigger and bigger and bigger. When you think that intermittent fasting is a fad diet with an expiry date, and you are going to go back to filling up fat cells, you simply should expect to gain back that fat. That is why we are saying here, intermittent fasting is a permanent lifestyle. Because you don't lose your fat cells, you don't want to go back to filling them up with excess fat. I hope this has explained this particular chapter. However, there is so much that you need to appreciate and understand from this particular chapter, because you also have an appreciation as to how fat cell actually fills up with excess fat. You also appreciate how you can successfully empty the fat cell through intermittent fasting. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode on chapter 8, where I talk about fat cells, what happens to the fat cells when you lose weight. Please ensure that you share this video with at least 5 people in the next 5 minutes so that we can share information. Remember, when you know what to do, it will be easy for you to appreciate. When you know why you should do something, you are going to be motivated and inspired to do that on your own. Normally, I get people asking questions which they could easily get for themselves and the scientific research backed information which I've shared in this book. If you want to get yourself a copy, feel free to click the link below so that you can learn how to empty your fat cells and become the healthier and happier self. Just Eat, the first weight loss book to tell you to just eat to a slimmer and healthier you. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.